What?
Whoa! Whoa! Ah! What is this? What? Whoa!
No, I can't. I just can't.
I don't think. I know it's HBO, but they can't show this. Ah!
Is this all real? Or is it just happening inside my head? Of course it's happening inside your head, Harry. Why should that mean that it's not real?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mentally Gone Reacts. My name is Callie Lacerda.
And I'm Gabriella Loeb.
And this is the quickest turnaround we've ever done for Game of Thrones. We did the last episode just 2 days ago versus 20 years later. As many of you have speculated, we would finish the series by 2033, a lot of people said.
Yes. Thank you for letting us know.
So that is fueling us to then be like, that's not going to happen. We're going to actually establish a nice pace, a decent pace. 2 episodes a week is what we're aiming for.
I know, and come on, you guys, like the people who have seen this, you guys watch this over the span of years, and you're asking us to digest it in like so little time.
People want one episode every day.
And these episodes are so intense that you kind of need to you pace yourself with it and really savor it. It's like a wine. It's like you gotta let them age a little bit.
And you gotta sleep on it too. Like a lot of these episodes make me want to take a very, very deep and intense nap afterwards because of how heavy they are sometimes.
Yeah.
So just bear with us. Welcome again. Thank you for tuning in, for choosing us of all the channels in the universe. Somebody said that we're their favorite YouTube channel, not just reaction channel, but their favorite YouTube channel. And that made me want to cut onions.
I know.
That made me cut onions. Yeah, I was cutting onions to that. Really appreciate that. And the last episode ended with a traditional Game of Thrones cliffhanger. Every episode has been a cliffhanger so far. Arya. What's her new name? Ari. So Ari identified Gendry with the bull helmet, the little kid who got the needle in his throat, unfortunately. It ended with that, and now they're being taken prisoners, it seems, by the Lannister soldiers.
Yeah, by the Lannister soldiers. And then any other recaps? We saw...
it was 2 days ago, and I already forgot.
It was confirmed that the Craster newborn babies are being given up as offerings to something beyond the wall, which has not been confirmed yet specifically, but we have suspicions that it's the White Walkers or something of that sort.
The zombies.
We didn't see Daenerys at all last episode. What else happened? I don't know.
You guys know what happened.
You guys know what happened.
So we're gonna jump right into the next episode.
It'll come as Tyrion's master plan sniffed out the mole. Pycelle was thrown in the cell. And here's a crazy thing is that on our Patreon, I would have to pull up their name, but for now we'll just let it be. I think his name was Bastian. I might be wrong, but I think I remember. But we had a conversation about Pycelle and about the fact that the Grand Maester specifically, they hold a lot of information and they're meant to kind of not they're meant to be loyal to the king. And so Pycelle was part of the reason why the King Aerys went mad, because him, along with Jaime Lannister, were loyal to the other house Lannister and not to Aerys Targaryen. And so the fact that he was mad was really just him being paranoid, because the two people on his right and left hand side were disloyal to him and were conspiring against him, essentially.
And I also read a comment that was trying to explain how the maesters, how they come to be. They're basically these high priests, and they are, the equivalent would be, I guess, the Orthodox Church, like those black robed kind of like mystic church leaders, the highest level in any religious order. And the metals that they use and carry, like their chains, they could be made by Valyrian steel, they could be made by other material, and that material determines their level of prestige. So it's kind of like Call of Duty. It's like if you're 3rd prestige versus a 10th prestige. So like the maesters are like 10th prestige or something like that.
Like
they're
a
like masters.
Freemasonry kind of thing, right?
Yeah, like it's kind of like a brotherhood. Brotherhood of the cloaked people.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
And another cool fact that person on our Patreon let us know, because they wanted to give us a little bit more lore, is that Theon, who is from what they call the Ironborn, the priests of the Ironborn specifically, they go through a process where they have to be drowned and then reanimated.
Damn.
And so that's their baptism.
Wow.
So it's a very intense, and that's why they come off very rugged and like hardened, because they're all about survival. Just like we saw, they're very reminiscent of Viking, Norse mythology, seafaring, and, you know, take by force kind of thing. And, you know, like that type of idea. And
they're basically people who do not fit into the overall kind of like story that's being told. Like they don't really play on the board of the game of
Politics,
Monopoly. And they pay the iron price because they take what they want and they take what's theirs and they kind of like fight for it. So it's the traditional conservative pick yourself up by your bootstrap type of way of thinking. It's like they don't bend the knee to anybody, they don't kiss the ring of any king. They establish their own thing, and that's why like it makes sense why Theon's father is so kind of, I don't know, like he has a lot of contempt towards Theon.
Yeah.
Because Theon was basically being a handmaiden to Robb Stark, right?
Yeah.
Like he was his like
Which,
bestie.
On that note, we will see how his betrayal pans out, because he has now chosen the side of his family over the Starks. And so that's going to be juicy to see. I don't know. Robb's not going to be too happy about that.
I'm excited to jump into it. As always, special thank you to everybody over on Patreon for the ongoing support. On Patreon, you will get the full early uncut reaction video with a timestamp included so that you can sync your copy with our copy and we can kind of watch it together. And am I missing anything else?
Some exclusive stuff that we throw in there. We're going to try to do a little bit more of that, but we already have a few pieces of exclusive content. No, the histories and lore will not be posted on YouTube for anybody asking.
People have been asking, yeah.
That's going to stay on Patreon just because of copyright issues and because, you know, editing and stuff. And so we kind of have to
prioritize movies and full TV shows versus the exclusive kind of YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
So trailers, music videos, any behind the scenes, history and lore, all that stuff on Patreon, it just makes more sense. So if you want to check that out, it's over there and we will do it for every season. We will react to it and post it on Patreon.
Yeah, let's do this. I'm excited.
All right, so I'll be doing a 3-second countdown for the people on Patreon so that you can sync your copy with our copy. And as always, glasses on and
this
handy
episode,
dandy note taking. I got a new page of notes, even though I haven't been taking notes, but I will still keep it. Yep.
This episode is called The Garden of Bones, right?
The Garden of Bones,
Which doesn't sound too pretty.
Yeah, so far Game of Thrones has a very interesting and non-pretty aesthetic, but it's pretty in the way that it's intense and very raw.
Hey, some people are pretty here. I'll argue that a lot of people are pretty.
Tyrion is a good-looking lad.
He's pretty.
All right, so 3, 2, 1, and play. All right, let's listen to the little music. Boom. I always try to pay attention to see if anything changes.
Yeah. Speaking of Tyrion, his appearance really changed a lot. Well, a lot of their appearance changed, but from the first season, he had like this very blonde hair, and now I think they decided to like, let's do it a little bit more natural looking, you know, give him like a little more of a rugged look, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you said about Thor, right? In the Thor movies, they originally had painted his eyebrows blonde or something like that.
Yeah, it was not working out for him.
And they really tried to overdo the blondness.
I love this. This is the best theme intro.
It's been a while since we've been to Winterfell, aside from Bran occasionally popping up and describing his visions of the wolf.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that even though they left Winterfell vulnerable, quote unquote,
it's holding up.
Yeah, like it's
for
still
now.
holding up. And how about the wall too? Like, do they leave people at the wall to guard it while they're at the caster sleepover?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Like the Maester Aemon.
Oh yeah, he stays there.
Yeah,
but he's blind,
there.
right? So
yeah,
he can't really help that much.
Well, he definitely needs people to help him out, right?
Yeah, to like wash his sheets and stuff. Qarth. Ooh, look, new. Qarth.
Ooh, so that was it seems like in the Dothraki region, right?
Yeah, further to where Daenerys is.
I assume we will be seeing Daenerys in this episode.
Daenerys. I wonder how big her dragons got.
I know. I don't know how much time passes in between these episodes.
Well, it's got to be the mountain. He's the strongest. Bulls are bigger than lions. Doesn't mean I'd pick a bull in a fight. Well, if the bull had fangs and claws, I would.
Oh.
The mountain, our man Jamin, if he ever gets out, Loras Tyrell, he's prettier than the Queen.
We met him, right?
Yeah, that's the guy.
He's been stabbing Renly Baratheon for years, and Renly ain't dead.
Whoa! Stabbing him with a different sword, it seems.
Yeah.
They're just sword fighting in private.
His sword is
they
below
pray.
the waist.
Yeah.
The horses seem a little spooked to you. They get spooked by their own shadow. Do you hear that? No.
It's Dementor.
Something out there.
Animals always can sense danger.
Oh my gosh, that horse looks frightened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you think it's the White Walkers? They made it their way? Like they made their way here? Oh! What the heck?
Oh, you prick.
Oh my god.
See your face! I swear you pissed yourself. Who goes there? Oh! Rennick, do you think I'm an idiot? Rennick!
Oh, it's the wolf. Oh, there it is. Ambush.
Wow.
A lot of ambushing happening at night. We ended the last one with the Lannisters ambushing Arya.
Yeah.
And now we have the Starks ambushing the Lannisters. Damn. As tripas de fora, velho. Churrasco aí, ó.
Oh my god.
5 Lannisters dead for every one of ours. We've nowhere to keep all these prisoners and barely enough food to feed our own.
We're not executing prisoners, Lord Bolton.
Of course, Your Grace.
Lord Bolton. He's a new character, right? We haven't seen him yet.
No, we haven't.
That's the symbol of the 7, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We're not torturing them. The Lannisters hold prisoners of their own. I won't give them an excuse to abuse my sisters.
No! Please!
Aye.
Yeah, flaying them seems unnecessary. That sounds brutal.
No, don't! No, don't!
The rot will spread. If we don't take the foot now...
No, you can't!
Oh my god, they're gonna have to cut the foot off. Damn it.
I can't lose my...
She doesn't.
I don't want to be a cripple, please.
One of our men needs your attention more than this cub.
Oh, he's a Lannister.
Put this in your mouth and lie down. You don't want to watch.
No! You can't!
Damn, they're helping their enemies. That's pretty noble. They have to saw it off. He's gonna pass out from the pain. There's no way.
Oh, he's intrigued.
His attention has been secured by one of the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
This is the reality that people don't see about war, right?
Yeah. And she probably sees a lot of it if she's like a nurse.
Mm-hmm. I wonder who she is.
What's your name?
Talissa.
Talissa.
Last name?
Want to know what side my family fights on?
You know my family name. You have me at a disadvantage.
That boy lost his foot on your orders.
Ooh.
They killed my father.
That boy did.
The family he fights for.
Do you think he's friends with King Joffrey? He's a fisherman's son that grew up near Lannisport. He probably never held a spear before they shoved one in his hands a few months ago.
I have no hatred for the lad.
That should help his foot grow back.
Damn.
Wow.
The cost of war.
You'd have us surrender. End all this bloodshed, I understand. The country would be at peace. And life would be just under the righteous hand of good King Joffrey.
You're going to kill Joffrey?
The gods give me strength.
And then what?
I don't know.
He doesn't have a plan afterwards?
I have no desire to sit in the Iron Throne.
So who will sit there then?
So who will?
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
What the? This guy has no plan.
Fighting to overthrow a king, and yet you have no plan for what comes after.
First, we have to win the war.
Maybe Renly, he's thinking, or whoever takes it. He's like just throwing it up in the air.
So he's just fighting for his father.
From
Volantis.
Volantis.
You're far from home.
Wow.
The boy was lucky you were here.
He was unlucky that you were.
Damn,
Wow.
burn. I like how the mystical looking people with the symbol of the 7, they seem to be undiscriminate. What the heck?
Whatever my traitor brother has done, I had no part. You know that.
Thousands of good men were butchered. After the slaughter, the Northmen feasted on the flesh of the slain.
That's not true. They're cannibals now? Are you serious? Yo, somebody get this kid an iPad, bro. Jesus Christ. This guy needs entertainment television.
We'll have to send your brother a message some other way.
Please.
Meryn. I don't like this guy at all.
Leave her face.
What?
I like her pretty.
Oh, did he just gut punch her?
Oh my goodness.
What the?
She's overdressed. Unburden her.
No.
Yo, nobody's gonna intervene or do anything? What the hell?
If you want Robb Stark to hear us, we're going to have to speak louder.
What is the meaning of this?
Yo, he was gonna decapitate her? That's a big shadow right there.
What kind of knight beats a helpless girl?
The kind who serves his king, imp.
Careful now.
Ew.
Get blood all over your pretty white cloak.
Someone get the girl something to cover herself with. She's to be your queen. Have you no regard for her honor? Not fight her brother's battle, you half-wit.
Can't talk to me like that. The king can do as he likes.
Mad King did as he liked. Has your Uncle Jamie ever told you what happened to him?
Uncle Jamie.
Presence of the King's Guard. I'm not threatening the king, sir. I am educating my nephew. The next time Sir Meryn speaks, kill him. That was a threat.
That's
See
chess.
the difference?
Wow.
Yeah, you idiot. God, I hate that guy's face.
Oh, Tyrion is the best.
He's the go, I'm telling you.
Sansa, poor Sansa.
I apologize for my nephew's behavior.
Gosh, this guy's a psycho.
Do you want an end to this engagement?
I am loyal to King Joffrey, my one true love.
Of course. I mean, she...
Stark. You may survive us yet.
Yeah, that's true.
King's backed up, clogged from balls to brains.
Dipping his wig will cure what ails him.
There's no cure for being a cunt. But the boy's at that age.
Oh, it's just puberty.
Done it all day but pick wings off flies. Couldn't hurt to get some of the poison out.
He can't do it with Sansa yet, probably.
Because they're not married, right? They can't consummate marriage.
Doing here, dog.
Your uncle left your name day present and asked me to see that you got it.
Oh.
And what is it?
Look inside, Your Grace.
Oh.
I mean, Tyrion's familiar with the ladies, huh?
Is she eating an onion? That would be horrible.
My name day is past.
We won't tell if you won't.
Oh.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Touch her.
Okay.
Does he walk around with a crossbow everywhere he goes, though? Because he's paranoid?
Oh, I'm scared.
Whoa, what's up, YouTube?
Okay.
That's a pretty cool bed, though, all thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's breathing heavy. Puberty.
I wondered, like, is he...
Could you hit her?
Oh, no, he's a sadist. He's a sadist in the true sense, I think.
I don't like where this is going. I don't like it.
My uncle sent you.
Yes, Your Grace. He chose us himself.
Uh-oh, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that.
Who's
Tyrion.
this?
Oh, God.
She's a little worried because she knows, what his reputation is.
Yeah. Okay.
Harder.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I said.
This is going to turn out, this is going to make a horrible turn of events.
He'd want me to get his money's worth.
It's like he derives pleasure from corrupting the human soul, you know, pushing people beyond moral standards of humanity.
Yeah, because he's never faced consequences.
Yeah, like he's a spoiled brat, essentially. Damn.
That hurts.
Oh my God.
Please, oh my gosh, God. Please.
Oh my God, there's no way. Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God, this is... Yo, what did Tyrion expect?
Your Grace, too much pain will spoil a pleasure.
Oh, I don't like where this is going. I don't think I can watch this.
Please, Your Grace!
Oh my God.
Grace, if your uncle finds out...
Oh, I want him to find out.
Oh, he's like sending a message.
To his chambers when you're finished.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he's sending a message.
Well, the same thing will happen to you.
Please. What?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. And what are you supposed to do in that moment? It's like you could die too. No, I can't. I just can't.
I don't think I know it's HBO, but they can't throw this on! Oh my God. That is horrible.
Oh gosh.
Jeez Louise.
My favorite whoremonger. Pray I haven't kept you waiting long.
She couldn't have survived that too, right? Or does she like...
Your Grace.
I think the idea is to deliver her dead body to Tyrion as a message.
Who it is?
Do the Lannisters' bidding.
My favorite guy.
Was my brother's body even cold before you secured your newest patron?
I'm a practical man, just not a loyal one. And who would you have me be loyal to? Your brother's corpse.
I don't like you, Lord Bailey.
I know.
I don't like your face. I don't like the words that come oozing out of your mouth.
That's a universal feeling, I think.
I think he's channeling the audience's opinion.
Why are you here? You can trust Brienne. Her loyalty comes without charge.
True, see, there are people like Brienne.
Many who believe Ned Stark erred by not supporting your claim.
A lot of apples.
Yeah, you're right. Eating the apple.
You know I have the numbers. You know I'm marching on King's Landing. When I take the throne, you hope to retain your position.
Let's see.
I understand that you don't like me, and while that saddens me greatly, I did not come here today seeking your affection.
What is he?
When you march on King's Landing, you may find yourself facing a protracted siege or open gates.
Ooh.
He could do his working from the inside.
I don't trust him, though.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trustworthy.
He's not. I did warn you not to trust me. That was like literally his words.
All of these tents look the same to me.
It took me weeks to learn my way around the camp. Twice I walked in on officers in stages of undress.
Oh.
And the moment I learn which tent is mine, we're on the move again.
Your tent, not our tent. The king snores, perhaps, or simply prefers solitude.
He's instigating.
He knows, remember?
Kings vying for the throne.
I'm not tutored in warfare, but basic arithmetic favors the side with the greater numbers.
War were arithmetic. The mathematicians would rule the world.
Pythagoras.
Brother entering his grace's tent just now.
The place of a king's guard is by the king's side.
And on the night of your wedding, who was by the king's side then?
Oh.
The marriage is quite interesting, not only to me, but to the realm.
Oh, everybody knows.
You've never married, have you?
I've been unlucky in my affections, sadly.
Though perhaps it's for the best. The whole notion of marriage seems to confuse you. My husband is my king, and my king is my husband. Here is your tent, Lord Baelish. Good night.
No, it seems like a draw. Walks away and it's a draw. He does that to kind of test the waters with everybody to see if they know how to play the game, if they're a player or if they're someone, or if they're a piece on the puzzle.
Yeah, he wants to know what puppet strings he could pull, so he tries to figure out what people's desires are, right? Their intentions.
Yeah. Oh, here she is. Damn, they're still in the desert. 40 days, 40 nights.
Oh, God.
This one's alive. Look, he returned.
He did.
City.
The 13.
Do you know of this place? Only that the desert around their walls is called the Garden of Bone.
Oh, there's the title.
Every time the Qarthians shut their gates on a traveler, garden grows.
Ooh.
Wow. Because there's probably a lot of people dying out here.
Okay, so Qarth. That's what showed in the intro.
Arya.
Oh. Ari. Gendry.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. They're going into a haunted mansion.
They're in the ruins.
The ruins.
Kind of fire melts stone.
Dragonfire.
Ooh.
There's dragons here. No, all the dragons are dead. What's that smell?
My bad.
Dead people.
A lot of corpses, I presume.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like a very friendly place. Oh my god, this lady looks like Arya, except older.
Yeah, she does.
Oh my god. that literally looks like her.
Who's screaming?
I don't know.
Oh no, are they
dead?
Killing?
He was my son.
Wow.
My sister was 3 days ago.
Wow.
My husband the day before that.
They take someone every day.
Help them. Someone.
But like, what's the purpose of this?
I don't know.
Didn't they find Gendry already?
I mean, this could just be kind of like a...
It's kind of like the Gulag.
concentration camp is what I thought.
In pain. The Hound. Joffrey.
Oh, just like the guy told her to like repeat the names before she sleeps.
In pain.
Still in pain.
Joffrey, Cersei.
Wow.
The Hound.
Damn.
How dare you?
You may have heard false reports.
You betrayed Ned.
Oh my god.
My husband trusted you, and you repaid our faith with treachery.
No, my lady.
Get out!
Cat, I've loved you since I was a boy. Fate has given us this chance to...
You lost your mind. Get out!
He was trying to pull a move on her right there?
He was like, we're supposed to be together.
He literally betrayed her, like her husband.
Yeah.
He was the guy.
He was the guy responsible.
Do you want to see your girls again?
Oh. I mean, Tyrion
Sansa,
put him up to this, too.
More beautiful than ever. And Arya, just as wild as ever.
They don't have Arya. He's lying.
You have Arya too?
Nope.
Both girls are healthy and safe.
What a...
For now.
Freaking manipulative rat.
Wow.
And you know Joffrey. I fear for their longevity if they remain in the capital.
Look, her guard is coming down.
Playing on emotional strings always. This guy. Specifically on the mother wound.
Yeah, that's not right. Poor cat.
What a sociopath, bro.
I mean...
What do you want?
Tyrion put him up to this, too. They have to negotiate to save Jaime.
Jaime Lannister for 2 girls. Robb will never agree to those terms.
I'm not bringing these terms to him. I'm bringing them to you.
You think I keep secrets from my son?
Robb has surprised them all with his skills in battle, but he's not a mother. Consider it, Cat.
Okay.
Wow, they're really manipulating.
I've brought you a gift.
I don't want your gifts.
A token of Tyrion Lannister's goodwill.
Oh.
He wants you to understand that this exchange of prisoners is offered in good faith.
Good faith.
What is that?
What is it? Show us.
Your husband was an honorable man.
Oh, it's probably the bones, the remains.
The crypts beneath Winterfell.
I see.
You may not believe it.
Wow, it's the first time she sees the remains. That's intense. Damn. He's still a monster, though.
Yeah, that's sad.
All I can think about is the sickness, right? It's like they're exposed to
I know.
the weather.
They're probably not eating nutritiously or at all, almost.
Oh, the mountain knows her.
Oh, that's not good.
He told me he stares at him every day. That's why he doesn't get picked.
Oh no.
No, no, no.
Oh no. Oh no, the hound is who I'm thinking of. The hound knows her, I think, right?
Yeah, the hound knows her.
Knows her face.
Wow, that kid is brave.
Yeah, staring down.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's gonna pick between them two, staring at him. What are they doing to them?
So it's one a day, right? He said every day he picks one. It's like a pig for slaughter.
Yeah, but what are they doing to them? Why?
Oh, did he pee himself?
Peed himself.
He's actively peeing. I can hear it trickling. Oh man, I would pee myself too. Don't worry. Don't be embarrassed.
Oh, what is this?
Where's the Brotherhood? I don't know.
A lot of fruit eating.
Yeah, you're right.
That guy's eating a pear.
Oh. Ooh, rats. Are they gonna put that on his head?
Where is the Brotherhood? I don't know.
What's the Brotherhood? No, what are they doing?
What Brotherhood is this? Oh my god, what's going on here?
Stop, please. Started to.
Hey.
Oh, please.
Oh, that makes the rat panic and probably try to find a way out.
The butcher and his son.
That's better.
Oh my god.
No, stop, please.
This is like what the Spanish Inquisition did, torture-wise.
Don't do everything.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He doesn't know. If you don't know, you don't know.
He gave them the information. He was like, thanks.
Cersei.
And he went, oh my goodness.
Down. Please, Oliver, some food.
Oh my god.
Oh, she learned another name.
Oliver.
Oliver.
The mountain.
Wow. She's adding to her list.
That's a good way to stay motivated, actually. Like when you're in that situation psychologically, you don't want to succumb to victimhood and you want to believe that you have a version of yourself that could enact justice. And so what she's doing is very important.
Look, it's like the Sacred Heart, you saw?
Yeah, the Sacred Heart.
And she has to find some way to cope, right?
What's Stannis? Can that truly be you?
Oh, Stannis and his brother are meeting.
Whose banner is that?
My own.
I suppose if we use the same one, the battle will be terribly confusing. Why is your stag on fire?
The king has taken for his sigil the fiery heart of the Lord of Light.
Wow.
It must be this fire priestess we hear so much about.
Ooh.
I mean, she is dressed in all red.
Well, you found religion in your old age.
Oh.
I really believe you're a fanatic. Charmless, rigid, a bore, yes, but not a godly man.
I know someone exactly like that.
He's the Lord's chosen, born amidst salt and smoke.
Born amidst salt and smoke. Is he a ham?
Salted smoked ham.
If you were sons of mine, I would knock your heads together and lock you in a bedchamber until you remembered that you were brothers.
It is strange to find you beside my brother, Lady Stark.
Ooh.
Eddard's integrity cost him his head, and you sit beside this pretender and chastise me.
We share a common enemy.
The Iron Throne is mine, by right.
It is, technically.
All those that deny that are my foes.
The whole realm denies it from dawn to the wall.
Ooh.
And unborn children deny it in their mother's womb.
Wow.
No one wants you for their king. I wanted any friends, brother, but a man without friends is a man without power.
For the sake of the mother who bore us, I will give you this one night to reconsider. Strike your banners, come to me before dawn. I will grant you your old seat in the council. I'll even name you my heir until a son is born to me. Otherwise, I shall destroy you.
I think that they should just form an alliance.
You see all those banners?
You think a few bolts of cloth will make you king?
The men holding those bolts of cloth will make me king.
Come the dawn. We shall see.
Oh.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
That's her trademark catchphrase. That's her business statement.
Yeah.
Would you believe? I loved him once.
Wow.
I mean, they would be stronger together if they united forces against Joffrey.
No, it makes no sense.
Oh, what's this?
I think everybody's forgetting who they're fighting, like what they're fighting for. Too caught up in the pride.
I thought we were welcome.
Uh-oh.
If you heard a Dothraki horde was approaching your city, you might do the same, Khaleesi.
Horde?
Not much of a horde.
She's like, we have like 10 people here.
They're mostly old people and women.
Ooh.
This guy looks like that guy from the 90 Day Fiancé with the guy without a neck.
Oh, yeah.
Is Daenerys
Stormborn of the House Targaryen?
You know me, my lord?
Only by reputation, Khaleesi.
Okay.
And what should I call you?
Oh, my name is quite long and quite impossible for foreigners to pronounce. I am simply a trader of spices. The 13 charged with the governance and protection of Qarth.
They look interesting.
That ever was or will be.
Okay.
The beauty of Qarth is legendary.
Qarth. Qarth.
Qarth.
Might we see the dragons?
She
no.
wants proof.
Once I see my people fed, I would be honored.
Some of my more skeptics refuse to believe your children even exist.
Why are they so interested?
Probably to steal the dragons from her.
Where I come from, guests are treated with respect, not insulted at the gates.
Then perhaps you should return to where you come from.
Oof.
Oh, that's why there's so many people who get denied access, huh?
You promised to receive me.
We have received you.
If you do not let us in, all of us will die.
Which we shall deeply regret. Qarth did not become the greatest city that ever was or will be by letting Dothraki savages through its gates.
Wow, they're very calculative.
Khaleesi, please be careful.
Yeah, they're kind of outnumbered here. Careful.
30!
Come on, assert yourself.
Are grown. We will take back what was stolen from me and destroy those who have wronged me and burn cities to the ground.
Damn.
Whoa.
And we will burn you first.
Damn, she doubled down.
You are a true Targaryen. Only, as you said a moment ago, if we don't let you into the city, you will all die.
Retreating in fear from a little girl is unbecoming of the greatest city that ever was or will be.
Ooh.
Over Zaro, Zoan, Doxos, the 13 have spoken.
Zaro, Zoran, Daxos. I like that.
The girl threatens to burn our city to the ground, and you would invite her in for a cup of wine?
I like their outfits.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Dune a little bit.
I believe we can allow a few Dothraki through our gates without dooming our city. Here I am, a savage from the Summer Isles, and Qarth still stand.
Ooh.
I invoke Sumai.
What's that? It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! He's gonna pull out a trap card.
I will vouch for her, her people, and her dragons.
They have like principles, it seems.
Ooh, that's a sharp blade.
Wow, blood promise.
Welcome to Qarth.
He's gonna sponsor their stay, probably. Well, let's see if there's the greatest city of all time.
Yeah, this is what
better wow me.
Atlantis over here.
Yeah, in the middle of the desert. Oh,
okay, I'll make myself at home.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a Renaissance painting right there.
This is, what do you call it? Like an oasis in the desert, right?
Oasis. This is what they built in Saudi Arabia. It's like Dubai.
It is. Wow.
And the gates kind of reminded me of the ancient Sumerian cities. Oh, damn. Really just showed. I don't know if I could put that on YouTube, but.
They make you see it every day. Ooh.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, not Gendry.
Oh no, they're gonna.
No.
Where is the Brotherhood?
Don't know what that is.
Oh, how is she gonna save him from this one though? It's like she got him out last time, but.
Oh, where's her needle? They took it.
Oh no.
Help him.
Damn it. How though?
Oh, people are coming.
Oh, divine intervention. Oh! Tywin.
On a mighty white horse.
I don't know if he's gonna intervene here, though.
I think he might double down. I think it's like 2 prisoners a day. You guys have been lacking.
What's this? Why are these prisoners not in their cells?
This lot won't be here long. Don't need no permanent place.
Are we so well manned that we can afford to discard able young bodies and skilled laborers?
Wow.
Okay, this is like when dad comes home early from a vacation and you're throwing a house party. Blacksmith.
Smith, my lord.
Yep.
Wow.
Kneel, or I'll carve your lungs out, boy.
You do no such thing. This one's a girl, you idiot. Dressed as a boy.
Does he know?
Safer to travel, my lord.
Smart. More than I can say for this lot.
Wow, you immediately recognized it. That's why these people are leaders, right? Discernment.
Cupbearer, my lord.
Oh, cupbearer.
Do you think he may suspect? He knows that they don't have Arya.
The Queen Regent commands you to release Grandmaster Pycelle.
No.
I find that mulled wine helps me sleep.
I am here at Her Grace's behest.
He's gonna do the same thing with the paper.
He should, right?
I would have thought she'd come herself. Instead, she sends you. What am I to make of that?
I don't care what you make of it.
Cersei must have great trust in you. allowing you into her chamber during the hour of the wolf.
The hour of the wolf.
Mm.
Oh no, are they doing the nasty too?
Mm.
From dusk till dawn.
She must be very glad to have you helping her.
Oh my god.
Till dawn.
Helping her from dusk to dawn. They're doing the nasty. Because he probably reminds her of Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie's not there.
Tell me, did Cersei have you knighted before or after she took you into her bed?
Oh my god.
He knows.
Nothing to say? No more warnings for me, sir?
You will withdraw these filthy accusations.
Have you ever given any thought to what King Joffrey will have to say when he finds out you've been bedding his mother?
Oh my god. Ooh, checkmate.
Wow, he is the best.
Can you not defend yourself, knight?
Wow.
Tywin, when I was named the king's squire, he told me to obey her in everything.
Oh my god.
To fuck her, too.
Oh my god.
I did as I was bid.
A high place in court, knighthood, my sister's legs spreading open for you at night. Oh, yes, it must have been terrible. His Grace will want to hear this.
He's dismantling him.
Oh, look at how the turntable's turned.
It was your sister's bidding. I'll leave the city at once, I swear.
I think not.
Ooh, he's gonna use him as a servant now.
Informant.
Stay close to her side. Keep her trust.
Report back to me.
No one ever need know, as long as you keep faith with me. To know what Cersei is doing, where she goes, who she sees, what they talk of, everything. You will tell me.
Little bird.
Hey, like father, like son in that regard. Very, very smart, very wise, very cunning.
Smile, cousin. My sister is a beautiful woman. Go back and tell her that I beg her forgiveness. Oh, I'll give her Pycelle. Cersei can keep him as a pet if she wants, but I will not have him on the council.
Ooh.
That I had not harmed a single hair on his head, but...
He gave him a barber trim.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shoot. Damn.
Cousins.
Oh, man.
Your Grace.
They're sailing somewhere.
Killbones bring you luck.
Well, life's been good since you hacked them off, Your Grace. And it's 4 less fingernails to clean.
Fewer.
He was right, not him.
Reminds me where I come from and where I am now. It was an honest punishment, and you were good with the cleaver.
You were a hero and a smuggler.
He cut his fingers off?
Yeah, because he was a smuggler. That's why he's in cahoots with the pirates.
You're right.
But if your red woman told him to leap from the crow's nest,
She has a name.
Red woman.
Melisandre.
You've not forgotten your smuggler's tricks.
I've lived within the law for 17 years.
I want you to be a smuggler this time.
Any shore, any night. What am I bringing ashore?
Your red woman.
Oh, I thought she had a name.
Not when he says it.
I am truly Your Grace, and always will be. But surely there are other ways, cleaner ways.
Cleaner ways don't win wars.
You gotta play a little dirty. Dirty birdie.
What are they up to? She's gonna do some black magic, probably.
That's her profession.
Oh no, I don't have a good feeling about this. Because he told his brother to surrender, right?
Yeah, before dusk or dawn, I forgot. My question is, what is he smuggling? And for what purpose? He's smuggling the Red Lady, right? But for what purpose?
I don't know.
And where?
I don't trust her. She's gonna do a ritual.
Onion Knight.
Onion Knight.
Someone once told me the night is dark and full of terrors.
Oh no.
You carried more unpleasant cargo in your time. Are you a good man, Sir Davos Seawood?
I'd say my parts are mixed, milady. Good and bad.
If half an onion is black with rot, it's a rotten onion.
Ooh.
A man is good or he is evil.
I think he's good.
Oh, good. I'm a knight myself of sorts. A champion of light and life.
I've yet to believe her.
Yeah, and her gaze is unsettling. She doesn't blink.
She's very ambiguous, which, you know, I know.
You love your wife.
I do.
Yet you have known other women.
Don't talk about my wife.
I'm talking about other women. Like me, Sir Davos.
Oh. He better not.
You want them. You want to see what's beneath this robe.
Oh no.
And you will.
Oh no. What do you mean you will?
Is that what they're doing here?
Whoa.
Another ritual?
This Lord of Light asks you to work in the shadows.
They are servants of light.
That's true.
The children of fire.
Mm.
And the brighter the flame, the darker they are.
These weren't here before. They bar the passage.
They can't bar our passage.
Oh no. Oh no. What? How's she?
Only one God, Sir Davos.
How many months has it
He
been?
only protects those who serve him.
How did she get pregnant from like 2 episodes? Oh, there's a presence. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, she has to give birth in private.
But how? Oh, there's something kicking in there. I can see it. Yo, that's like the quickest pregnancy ever.
Because Stannis has a wife and she's having a baby with him.
Yeah, they did consummate on top of the battlefield plans.
Oh, man.
She has a red choker thing on her.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kicking. Oh, my God.
I don't like this.
Oh, my God. Is it going to be a dragon? Like another dragon? Like, what's going on? Oh, my God.
What?
Whoa! Whoa! Ah! What is this? What? What? Ah! That's that. Oh my God! Lord of Light, my butt. That's freaking Satan himself. That's what that is.
What is that?
Damn, fully formed, fully grown. Oh, hell no, bro. No, thank you.
What a cliffhanger again. What is that thing?
God, I think I'm gonna throw up.
Oh God, dragons exist and now this? What is this?
Oh my God. All right, I need to take 5 pee break and then we'll get back to discussing what we just witnessed, which I don't know if I'm ready to discuss what just happened, but let's do it anyways.
Sorry for the scream.
Alrighty. It seems like the stakes are increasing with each episode, and it also seems like they're really doubling down on the disturbing kind of imagery with each episode.
Yeah.
That birth towards the end, like we'll get to that. But what we'll do first is like what we'll probably do with each episode is we'll take it kind of like from beginning to end, like section by section, because again, there's a lot to dissect and digest with these episodes.
I know.
So we'll start with the opening scene, which I think the way I perceive it is the show kind of giving us a moral calibration, right? It's kind of giving us a little bit of a detached, impersonal view of what the war actually costs, right? And I like how they introduced those two soldiers. They were kind of having the Batman versus Superman debate, and during their time, obviously it's using real persons, right? Like real characters, and they're debating like who would win in a battle, Jaime Lannister or so and so, and they're having kind of like a very humanized interaction, and it humanizes the evil, bad Lannister soldiers.
Yeah.
And it also gives them a name, just like Talisa gave him a name, said that he's probably just the son of a fisherman who was thrusted into this war against his own will. And I like how the show does that a lot, because it also did that with the guy who was smuggling Arya. Like, what's his name? Yoren. Like, they gave him a little bit of a humanity right before they cut him off.
Like he was telling them to run and he was trying to save them, and them too specifically, because I think that he's aware of hers and Gendry's situation.
Yeah, and they also gave him that emotional moment where he was kind of sharing his own personal journey with how his brother got murdered and stuff, and his relationship with injustice in this realm.
Yeah.
And he also taught Arya a very valuable lesson, which is what she was putting into practice, which is actually a psychologically sound advice, right? It's like you want to always, like, especially if you're in a really poor predicament and you're a prisoner, you don't want to succumb to victimhood. You always want to have a version of yourself that you can vividly imagine and vividly believe is possible, that kind of like gives you that hope for you to not kind of like collapse and just implode because of current circumstances. So she's keeping this list and she's establishing a list, and she probably sees herself, her future self, as someone who can then, you know, like take out these people.
Yeah.
And I find that interesting.
And to add to that too, I think part of that, we're seeing a lot of like how you cope with these extreme pressures of needing to survive and stuff. And so I don't think that she's allowed the space to process her grief in normal ways. So she can't cry and she can't, there's no one there to hold her, and she's a child. So she's processing all of this grief and seeing her father in that situation, even though she didn't see it fully pan out, but she knows and heard it. And that's enough to to like have this deep wound that she can't really confront because she's in a very vulnerable position where people can't know who she is because that will put her life at stake. And so she can't cry, she can't give away her identity. And so this list is also going to be her way of like coping with that grief for now until she's able to do something about it, or until she's in better condition to
enact justice and revenge and vengeance,
or even just be safe, just be safe and then deal with her grief in a different way, whatever that ends up being,
And I think it was really cool how they show that older woman who looks eerily similar to Arya, like her facial structure looks very similar. It's like an aged Arya, and she kind of learns from her elders, right? So she observed how that older lady who lost her whole family in a matter of a few days and she bore witness to it. Like she's unblinking, like she's perceiving it. She's not looking away from it. And I think Arya is learning from the older people around her on how to cope with, things happening to your family, people getting killed and all that stuff.
Yeah, like this kind of detachment from being overly emotional, right? It's like...
And she's learning from an older lady that kind of looks like her and kind of, like she's mirroring a little bit of the wiser people around her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really cool. I don't know if Walter Frey is going to be happy with the fact that Robb is taking an interest in another woman, if he's pledged to take Walder Frey, Filch from Harry Potter. He promised to take one of his daughter's hand in marriage, right? And now he's taking an interest in this other lady, who then also kind of checked him and his power, because she basically asked, all right, so you're doing all this to get the power, to get the throne, and then what happens after? And he didn't even calculate that. He's not even thinking about that. He has no plan in place for when he actually takes hold of King's Landing, which is interesting because if you look at like Max Weber, right, like the sociologist Max Weber, he said that there's three forms of leadership and kingship. There's the traditional, which is more so rooted in legitimacy, which he has, right? Like he's the heir of the Starks and the heir of Winterfell and the king of the North. There's the charismatic leadership, which he also has. Like he's a very magnetic presence, right? Like people usually gravitate towards him. The whole North, which is comprised of these kind of like old school, conservative, cold men, they all vouched for him. And then there's the rational, legal leadership, which is the part that he's missing, which is the logical kind of like political strategist of like how, like having a plan to be enacted after you seize power. And he doesn't have that, which is echoing a lot of the real world kind of like revolutions that happened throughout history, like the Arab Spring, the French Revolution, Che Guevara revolutions. It's like they're really good at seizing power, but they lack the intricate details of what to do and how to further the human condition after they have the power in their hands.
Yeah.
And that concerns me a little bit because he's good at battle and he's proven himself at battle and people have been noticing and taking note. But I'm curious about like, then what? Like you're going to call up Stannis, call up Renly, who are you going to call up?
I know, whose side after he's kind of already going against them both. And, so it seems like what it seems is that maybe it's leaning more Renly because Stannis seems more the type where if you're not fighting with him, you're against him. And so there is no alliance at all. And even that applies even to his brother. So he kind of threatened his brother already. But I think that in Renly's case, because in the last episode, he had told Catelyn that once he takes the Iron Throne, that he will see to it that Joffrey answers for the crimes against Eddard Stark. So it seems like they're more likely to form an alliance, and that's why Cat is standing beside him and not beside Stannis, even though Ned vouched for Stannis. But just like Renly made clear, he's more popular. He's more of the favored vote,
charismatic leadership.
Yeah, of who people would want to see on the throne versus Stannis, who seems like more of a hermit and has isolated himself and became this like rigid soldier of sorts that people are not
likable.
Yeah, not likable. Doesn't seem like the type that's easy to ally with. You have to kind of just be at his command and that's it, like a soldier, like a good soldier.
Which ironically, Stannis, from what I'm gathering, he is the most righteous out of all of them. So he's the one that reminds me the most of Eddard, right? In terms of right to the throne, like he's the one that has the right to the throne. Like he's the embodiment of the traditional leader. So he's not really relying on a lot of the pageantry and a lot of the peacocking that his brother Renly is boasting, right? Like he's more. Renly is what Varys said. Renly is the king who casts a lot of fancy, good-looking shadows on the wall, and then tries to convince the people that rally behind him that his legitimacy to rule is reinforced by the shadows instead of having anything real to kind of use.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that it was good. It was good that he like offered him a seat in the council and then also to be an heir if he doesn't bore a son, which he birthed now a shadow son. So I don't know, does that count now? Like, is this shadow going to be heir to the throne? Like, what's this thing?
Look, the ending, the only way that my brain can process that is this, right? Is the riddle that Melisandre gave us is that is literally like a shadow being, right? And she was bearing the shadow of Stannis.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's Stannis's baby or that's the shadow of Stannis. And the shadow in psychology is basically the unconscious repository where all of your suppressed desires are casted upon. So your shadow self has all of the things that you would never admit in public or to anyone else. It's your darkest secrets, your darkest and deepest desires.
Uninhibited
and extremely suppressed. So the more righteous you are as a person and the more public you make that statement and that assertment, and the more you believe in your own righteousness and you kind of ignore your shadow aspects and suppress them, the more powerful the shadow becomes. And so I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know how and where this is going now. Like I thought I had a little bit of a grasp on this show so far, but now there's another element of mystical, magical, dark magic, it seems. And Davos seems like a very seasoned man who has had a long life, who has seen a lot of things, has lost his fingers. But the expression on his face, right, like the genuine horror that he expressed, I think is also to convince us, the audience, that this lady has crossed the freaking line, it seems.
And I think that to your point, that makes a lot of sense because the fact that he has a wife, and I think they said that he has a child, but it's just not a son, so he hasn't been able to bear kids. I don't know.
I thought that kid was his kid. Do you remember the kid when the pirate guy was there?
No, that's Sir Davos's kid.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Stannis.
Oh no, Stannis.
So Stannis has a wife, is my point. I don't know if he has kids or not, but they just said that he hasn't had a son. But then my point is that, to your point, the shadow thing makes sense because even the fact that he acted on that desire or just the action of being unfaithful to his wife is already him channeling that shadow. So so they consummated that and they really like materialized it, and I think that makes sense that that's the shadow self of him being born out of her. Yeah.
And it's a form of theurgy, right? Theurgy is a ritualistic, usually religious process where the priest becomes a vessel for the incarnation of the deity that they are kind of worshiping and trying to conjure. So the priestess lady, the red lady, she's definitely like a high priestess, and she is embodying literal manifestation of this supposed Lord of Light, which I'm now to assume is not real, right? It's not really like a Lord of Light. It's a Lord of Darkness. It's like Voldemort. But My point is that, well, I lost my train of thought and it doesn't really matter.
Whoa.
Theurgy, damn it. Oh, I hate when that happens. It's like brain farts. But that's okay. Like, do you have a point? I will just like jump back and forth. I will say that the Qarth city, the most beautiful and most exceptional city to have ever been and to ever be, I think that they kind of represent this late stage capitalism in the way that they interact with Dany. It seems that their interest is solemnly focused on her possession of dragons and like what that could maybe imbue to the city. And maybe that's why they lock all of these people outside of their gates. It's basically beggars knocking at the gate, not having really anything to offer of substantial value. And it doesn't seem like they're interested in the fact that she is a Targaryen. Doesn't seem like they're interested in the fact that she has supposed dragons because she doesn't want to really show them. So they're calling her bluff. And it seems like their only interest and like that fat guy who looks like Ed from 90 Day Fiancé, it seems like they would only allow her in if she maybe exchanged and gave her dragons away, which then would maybe imbue the city with that statement and make it even more kind of like
more potent,
potent and more
true,
real.
Yeah,
it's like we have dragons. It's Qarth, the city, the great city.
Yeah, it's like we have the dragons that have long been lost here in our city. It's
because of how great it is.
Yeah,
and I will also mention this because it just crossed my mind. This is the first time I think so far that we've seen melanated brothers in this show.
Yeah, you're right. Well, the pirate. In the last episode too.
Him, the Dothraki who returned from Qarth, and the one of the 13 so far.
Yeah, you're
3.
right. Yeah.
But like this episode was like back to back. It was
I'm
like it was the most.
I'm interested to see who this.
So shout out to my brothers.
What's his name? Sharo Shandor of
Shino Shadow.
He has like a crazy name, but the Qarth guy, yeah. And that's very interesting that they're like the 13, right? It's very interesting idea, kind of like a discipleship of people.
It's kind of like Plato's ideal utopian republic a little bit.
And so I was gonna make the point about you were talking about Davos before, about him being seasoned, and I thought it was interesting because this was like such a subtle thing, but I kind of picked up on it when he said that he has now 4 less fingers, and then Stannis tried to correct him and said 4 fewer. I think, which is incorrect. It was obviously, Davos was right. It's 4 less fingers. So I think that in that moment, it was meant to kind of like reaffirm to you that Davos is in fact the smarter one, even though he is supposed to be just like a regular smuggler or just like the sidekick of Stannis and his servant and such. But I think that was meant to show us that Stannis isn't as bright as he may believe that he is, or that he lets off.
That scene showed me that Stannis is not as honorable and righteous as he thinks of himself to be, because it seems like he bends and makes exceptions whenever he delights.
Yeah.
So basically, like, he cut his fingers off for being a smuggler, but today you're going to smuggle because I allow it. So it's kind of, and also the red lady has a name, but then I get to call her red lady. You don't. So it's kind of like, I get to do this, but you don't. And that's already showing cracks in his mask and his crown.
But that's what like Renly challenged too, because he said, "Oh, it's very convenient that you like now in like chose a faith, right? It's like I could see why. It's like because there's this beautiful priestess lady that's like planting the seed in your head, and of course it makes sense
all
why
of a sudden you're going to church every Sunday,
and it's like interesting that you're like even changing our banner. So it's like he claims to be Baratheon, the heir to the throne, but now it's under these new conditions of like the Lord of the Light, and that doesn't really align with what the Baratheon family maybe even stood for. And so it's this kind of inverted, perverted thing that he's doing to their house name. And so I think that Renly already kind of like foresaw that when he told Ned, he said, "Do you think that good soldiers make good kings?" And he kind of already challenged that idea. And so I don't know what the answer to that is, but I don't think that they do, because King Robert was also a good soldier, and he was the one who laid siege to the Targaryen dynasty. And so we saw how that panned out. He wasn't a good king. He had basically Tywin pulling all the strings, doing everything. And we see that Tywin is a very calculative person. He is not someone who does things irrationally. Everything he does has like a reason. Even the fact that they were just torturing and killing off these peasants that they gathered, these prisoners, to him made no sense, because to him it's hands, right? Hands for labor, extra people that can help. And so he thinks in like numbers. He thinks in...
And he's extremely perceptive too. Like he immediately recognized that it was a girl.
Yeah, and everyone else is like fooled. But I guess it also makes sense because he's very well read, and he's a nobleman compared to like who she's around. They don't really understand a lot of concepts and stuff, and so they'll just accept that she's a boy. And
she got extremely lucky that he did not visit them in the first episode along with Robert Baratheon. Like when they first went to Winterfell, when the whole Lannister clan went there. Like I don't know if you remember the first episode.
Yeah.
But Tywin was not present there, so he could not kind of like greet the Stark children. He probably never even met them.
I don't think he ever. Yeah, he wasn't in King's Landing because he was in Casterly Rock.
Yeah, and he's kind of like doing accounting work, and he's busy running the whole kingdom.
Yeah, interesting though. Like I think that we could definitely see where Tyrion gets his like three-dimensional chess play.
I was thinking of that too. It's like Tyrion is kind of, the way I see it is Tyrion is the embodiment and the physical representation of Tywin's brain. So it's literally Tywin's brainchild.
Yeah.
It's like he's all brains. Like he has a big head like me, like a big forehead.
Yeah, funny. It's so funny you mentioned that, because it's now Tyrion doing the bidding for Jaime to try to get Jaime released through Littlefinger. But funnily enough, like when Tyrion was also captured by Catelyn Stark, he got himself released. You know what I mean? So he was able to figure out a way to get himself freed from that situation and free from being shackled and imprisoned and
really
captured. But Jaime can't do the same. So Jaime is more reliant on his sword swinging, which he's not able to do because he's in cuffs. And
because Jaime is more so ego than any capacity. Because like in that scene with the cousin, right? He came to deliver an order, but then by the end of that scene, the guy who was ordering Tyrion became the one who's now ordered around. So Tyrion is really good at switching the room. And he's faster at that, I think, than Littlefinger is.
And even the demand that was given about releasing Pycelle, he agreed to, but he said that he as the hand of the king, because he has the right, that he declines having Pycelle on the council. So he is now sifting through the moles and seeing who he can use and work with. So he understands power and how to use it, but he doesn't abuse it, which is the difference with like Joffrey, who abuses it, which we'll get to. But he understands how to use it. So he played on Littlefinger's emotions towards Cat. Yeah, Littlefinger's emotions and his feelings towards Cat. And then he used that so that Littlefinger would play on Catelyn's emotions towards her daughters as a mother to then release their brother.
Yeah.
It's like a whole, he's like 3D, 8D chessing it. It's amazing.
And before I reset the camera, I'm just going to say about Littlefinger, how he's really good at getting symbolic things and using them as real world leverage. So symbolically, he's delivering the bones of Ned Stark, and he is requiring a real exchange in return. So like that's like A-tier manipulation in my view.
Yeah.
Is like when you get something that's emotional, symbolic value, and then you use that to your advantage, and then you manipulate to get something real that will obviously benefit Littlefinger, because he'll return to Joffrey with a closed deal, and that's what you want as a king. You want people who are closers, who don't come back to you empty-handed, and that's what he's hoping to accomplish at the camp with Cat.
Yeah. Really quick, the thing I wanted to say too about what's interesting is that Littlefinger made it clear that the bones came from Tyrion because he's already communicating to Cat that they could negotiate directly. So he's basically saying, look, I am siding with Tyrion. Like, this isn't Joffrey. Like, we're doing this through the Lannisters. If we can negotiate trading the daughters for Jaime, then we can deal with that directly, because she probably also knows that Tyrion is now Hand of the King, or at least that he has, direct ties to the king. And so it's not the king himself, who she knows is irrational and impractical and wouldn't agree on those terms,
I think it's really cool that, I just want to mention this before I forget. It's really cool that the writers of the show, they used kind of like real world elements, obviously, right? Because fiction is inspired by reality and vice versa. But I think that fiction is more so inspired by reality. The Spanish Inquisition, right? The Spanish Inquisition used to torture people a lot, right? Like, they developed inhumane methods of torture during the Middle Ages. Also, like, there were, like, they would tie someone up to two horses and then make the horses kind of like run in opposite directions, and they would split them right open. But the rat in the bucket is actually like a real torturing device. And basically what they were accomplishing with that, and you can visually tell too, like perfectly, because it's perfectly depicted, is that you put the rat in there. You usually preferably rats that are famished, right? That have not eaten anything in a long time. You put them inside of this bucket, and then you light the fire to make them panic, and then they will find a way out of that bucket, and usually it's through the human flesh. And I think that the people who were conducting that sadistic torture, the soldiers, right, the Lannister soldiers, they didn't really show kind of like sadistic emotional investment and pleasure in the act. It seemed like they were just repeating routine and just following orders and just doing their job. And that was so interesting to me, because that's something that's known as banality of evil. And the banality of evil is essentially what happened during Nazi Germany, right? With the Nazi officers. They weren't the most evil thing about Nazi Germany was that a lot of these soldiers and people who committed atrocious acts to other humans, they were bureaucratic. They were bureaucratically efficient people. So they followed orders in a cold, kind of like direct, robotic way. And that's what made them the most dangerous, is that they had no interest or no inkling to even start having any moral, like start digesting anything that was happening around them through a moral framework. Like they had no moral compass. And so that's what I saw with those soldiers. It's like every day there's a prisoner, and they ask the same questions, and they expect to get no real answers. And even though they're getting nowhere with the process, they still do it every single day until someone higher up comes and then starts kind of like changing the whole structure of the whole system, which is what Tywin did. And I'm sure that Tywin hadn't been there in a long time, because, bodies were piling up, and they've been doing this for a few weeks, I would assume, or maybe months or years, who knows. And yeah, like I found that interesting. It's like, it's literally showing the banality of evil.
Yeah, I'm aware of that concept. It's like, it's basically, whereas someone can do a one-off instance of something, and then that's kind of like, it's still bad, it's still evil in its own way, and whatever the extremity of that is, if it's killing or whatever it is. But then when it's something like a repetitive behavior that they're continuing to do, that becomes kind of an ordinary thing for them, like just a regular day. So I do know exactly what you're talking about like, for example, the officers or the authorities who were responsible for the transportation of the Jews during the Holocaust, and how they just testified that they were following orders, like you said. But to them, it was just, they just followed a schedule, and it wasn't, it was almost like they became so accustomed to doing it so frequently that they didn't even perceive how wrong and atrocious.
Desensitized.
Yeah, the thing that they were doing is, and then what makes it kind of unsettling is that they're just ordinary people doing an ordinary thing for themselves that they think is ordinary, but then it's not. It's like it's very wrong. And
and like that's what results in the industrialization and the systematic evil in the world. It's like evil becomes systematic in that way, and it becomes industrialized. It becomes like a repeated process, you know, like there's a specific way of doing it, and they just follow the orders because that's their title and that's their role, essentially, which differs from Joffrey too, because Joffrey also, he seems like he's a sadist, right? Like he seems like he indulges and he likes to inflict pain on others. But what I'm starting to realize about Joffrey is that Joffrey is literally a glitch in this reality. He's a glitch in the Matrix, right? His very biological nature is of impurity, of something unnatural. So his birth is something unnatural. He's a product of incest. His claim to the throne is illegitimate. So he's illegitimate and he's unnatural. And deep down, he knows that to be true. And that's why he's walking around with a crossbow now, because he doesn't trust anybody and his paranoia is growing. And that's why Tyrion alludes to the Mad King and alludes to his resemblance to the Mad King, because the Mad King was operating out of pure paranoia and completely unchecked by anyone around him. But Joffrey is literally, my point is this, right? Joffrey knows who he is, and he's starting to understand who he is, you know, through like rumors and, you know, like he's putting two and two together. And I think that he's trying to now project onto the world and trying to make his reality and making the world around him a reflection of what he is himself. So he wants to prove that the whole world is unjust, the whole world is illegitimate, the whole world is unnatural, and that there is no purity in the world because he fails to find the purity within himself. So he's now trying to prove that humans lack moral compass, that if given the right circumstances, humans will forego any moral aptitude and any composure, and they will just succumb to that pressure and inflict pain on each other and commit atrocious acts. And that's what he's proving with the people that are under his crossbow. And he's also practicing the theater of cruelty, which is he is demanding an audience to his traumatizing acts against Sansa and putting her in those positions. And the camera shows the people in the court for a reason, because they're complicit to what's happening, because they're observing it and not doing anything about it, because everybody there is calculating what it would cost them to say anything, to try to protect Sansa, to try to do anything at all. And they're calculating that in their head versus the price of just staying silent and just kind of like staying, just basically observing. And that's what Joffrey is trying to do. Like he's trying to reframe what power is. That power is the ability to basically inflict pain and force people to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Without having any charisma, traditional or rational legal type of leadership. So he is completely outside of those realms of leadership. Like he's not a leader, is my point. He's just the embodiment of raw power, just like Cersei. So he's the baby that Cersei, that represents the corrupted idealism that Cersei relayed to Littlefinger, that power is power. You know, it's like cut off his head, cut off his tongue, whatever.
Slit his throat. Never mind.
Yeah. So it's literally that. It's like it's the embodiment of that like need and that desire maybe that she had or has of seeking revenge and retribution for what was caused to her pain-wise.
Yeah. I think to your point, I think a lot of it is I think a lot of it is that they feel like having authority and command over people's lives is what gives them power. And so there's that idea. And it was shown like very early on when she ordered the dire wolf to be killed. And then it's like all of these seeds are planted in his head, and also the way his father was in a way, or who he thought
uncle.
was his father. Yeah. Robert Baratheon, right? It's like he's a man who, laid siege to the Targaryen rule and then became king. And so there's this idea that you like take what you want and that you have authority over people's lives and kind of doing that through violence and force and stuff. But the interesting thing about Joffrey is that he never does the violence himself. He orders other people to do it for him. And I think that that's kind of like a very it's sadistic, but it's a specific type of sadism where
it's cowardly in a way, right?
And it's almost like he really detaches himself from it, because I think that if you're the one inflicting the pain and you even feel the
warmth of another person's skin as you're slapping them,
or you feel the weight shifting in their body, or the violence or the harm that you're inflicting on them, then it's different than just ordering it. And I think that that's why it's very interesting that he is carrying a crossbow of all things and not a sword like most other people are, or most kings probably would, is carry a sword, because a sword would require you to have to directly make impact or make contact with the person that you're combating, and a crossbow is something that you use at a distance,
and it's instant death versus a process,
and it's detached
of skill that also requires skill, and then opens the likelihood of the other person maybe besting you in a fight with the sword.
So it's like, it's literally a threat, and that's why those two women from the brothels, why they're so terrified too, because it's like, how do you even now get yourself out of this situation when you have this thing pointed at you, and what other choice do you have? You can't really get yourself out of that.
And I think it's the craziest thing is that Joffrey might present the biggest challenge to Tyrion, because Tyrion's excellent at playing the political game, but the political game only works if you're dealing with someone who has somewhat of a moral kind of like leniency, right? It's like that plays within the confines of humanity. When you have someone like Joffrey, who's completely nihilistic, who has completely gone off the rails in that sense, he is an untamed monster. And that's what Cersei is starting to sniff out. And that's what Tyrion is going to realize when they deliver the other lady, who, like, we don't know if she's going to be alive, if she's going to be completely impaled, and is that the word? Impaled? Yeah,
dismembered,
right?
Impaled,
dismembered, hurt, frightened, whatever. Like, Tyrion is going to find out about what's happened, and I think it's going to be like one of those like checkmate. It's like, how do you then deal with that?
I don't know. I don't think that you can, just like you're saying. And I think that that's where...
That's the message. It's like, he's like, tell my uncle he can't manage me. I'm not manageable.
Exactly.
And it's like, I'm going to show him. And it's always like him trying to show other people and prove something to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think it's interesting.
And I think you're like, I think that that's exactly the point. I think that there is no... 3D chessing him because there is no leverage over him, right? It's like, even the fact that he's illegitimate, right? It's like, okay, so who's going to sit on the throne? And like, that's the question that's posed by Talissa to Robb. It's like, okay, so who is it that sits on the throne, right? If it's not Joffrey, who is now on the throne at the moment, then who is it? And nobody knows. Nobody has... There is no consensus. It's literally torn between everyone. And so even if that was challenged, where it's like, well, Joffrey, you aren't the legitimate heir to the throne, and that's the only real leverage that anyone has over him, because he doesn't have any desires. He doesn't show any fears towards anything, because he just masks it by asserting force over people and making them and dehumanizing them, like he does with Sansa.
And he has no empathy.
And so how do you manage this person? You can't. And so there is no other way other than literally someone has to come into battle against him and take him off of the throne. And so who is it going to be? And that's the whole dilemma here. It's like, it's not that anyone on the inside could even take him off of the throne, because, and they all are aware of that, and they all knew that when Ned tried to do it. It's like Varys knew it, Littlefinger knew it, like they all knew that there was no stopping it because it was almost an inevitable force, like to be reckoned with, that he was going to be the one on the throne. And so I think that what Talissa said to Robb is very interesting, because it's also made me think of this Buddhist concept of like the right of intention or something, or something about that, or the intention of your actions and stuff. And I think it's interesting because it's like a paradox of the war that you're fighting kind of makes you lose sight of the thing that you're fighting for. And so people say that they're fighting a war for peace, but then what we end up seeing is what's shown. It's a garden of bones. It's a field of corpses, and she makes it clear, like, these are people who have names, who have families, who have reasons to live too, and they were just thrusted into this, just like your men have been thrusted into it on your side. And so she doesn't even take a side. Like, she's just there as a healer for whoever is in need of it, and she has to deal with the repercussions of what these soldiers are doing to each other.
Yeah, while publicly they just garner the glory of being the victor of the battle, but then the show is quickly and in a very beautiful way showing us the humanity of the people first, and then showing us the like victor of the battle, but then you're the victor of what exactly, which is what she's asking. And I also like how those mystical looking healer people with the 7 symbol on the back of their heads, they seem to also be impartial to any one house. And my assumption is that they kind of come as like Valkyries in the battlefield. You know, like Valkyries come and they lift the spirit of the wounded warriors and they take them to Valhalla. And so these are the healers that kind of come and then clean the set for then the next act to take place, which is essentially what's happening.
Even like gather the bones, because that's like we see like that's like a very sacred thing, which is shown with like Kat and Ned's bones. It's like it's a sacred thing to be able to retrieve the bones of your fallen loved ones, and to be able to give them a proper ceremony and a proper burial. And so, and another thing is that I think that that's exactly why this episode is called Garden of Bones. I don't think it was just because of the direct reference that Qarth is built on a Garden of Bones, or that outside of their gates is a Garden of Bones. I think that it's literally telling us that every system and every city and every kingdom within this like kingdom is built on a Garden of Bones. Every leader, every conquest, every land, it was taken by people who had to die at the cost of people's lives for it. And so there is, and that applies in our world too. It's like everything that we consume, the devices that we hold, like everything that we have, it's a supply chain for people's real labor, people's real safety and lives that were put at, like, are the cost of these things. And we don't really process that. And even when we do become aware of that and we know it, we're just like,
we're kind of indifferent because we perceive ourselves as not having the ability to enact real substantial change.
But then
just like when people found out that the iPhone factories were employing children to make the phones that we use, that the batteries and the kind of insides of the phones are mined in cobalt mines in Africa, and also
in the Congo.
Yeah, like using human slaves. And the workers at Shein, for example, the Chinese manufacturer of clothing, of cheap clothing, was also like they were even inscribing "Help me" in the
clothing tags.
And this makes the news and everybody knows it and everybody's horrified. But then, you know, then it goes back to the banality of evil. It's like then everybody just goes back to their job, you know, like, well, I got to pay my bills, you know, so it's kind of like the system is built so that it occupies you and fills your cup with these kind of miscellaneous things that it then uses, you know, propaganda to convince you that these are your priorities in life. But then it occupies every human being with these obligations to keep away from the real terrors that are happening, like right now, like in the global political sphere, which we're not going to get into here because this is not the place for it. But, like that's what's happening now. It's like there are atrocities, genocides happening.
Yeah.
And everybody is just concerned with what the next basketball game is going to be, what the next celebrity is doing. And so, or with your job in the morning and waking up early and maybe having kids and maybe, like paying your bills. And so it just creates that system where everyone who could make a difference is disempowered or at least made to believe that they have no power. And that's how you keep the shadows and the system operating. Yeah.
Yeah. And to your point, like that's a perfect example because we could touch on it. Like even the idea of like drone warfare, right? Or the idea of like pushing a button and making things happen. I think that
impersonal, right?
Is the exact kind of like symbolism shown through Joffrey.
Yeah.
Like that's what our political leaders and stuff are. Like they're not the ones on the battlefields and feeling what it feels like to face death in the eye in that way and really perceive the weight and the gravity of it. They just do it from this detached standpoint where it's enough distance between you where it's comfortable or you don't really have to face it and really like process what it really is. And I think that, I think that that's a perfect example. I think it's perfectly safe to address it because it's the reality. And I think all of like everything that we consume in terms of movie and books and music and all of these things, they're all a reflection of our reality. It's all just a mirror for us to be able to consume these ideas of our reality that are real in a way that's not too shocking for us because that's the whole gist, right? It's like if we were to actually see the Garden of Bones, that would terrify us. And in a way where it's like, if you don't take action, even having seen it face to face, then you are also part of that system of cruelty or part of that system that keeps that system of cruelty in place.
Oh, and one thing that I wanted to say that I forgot earlier, well, two things actually. One thing was concerning the parlay or the meeting that was happening between Stannis and Renly Baratheon, right? Catelyn Stark is present at that meeting, and her presence there reads more as like she's representing the categorical imperative, which is essentially like the universally correct choice, which would be what she said, like lock both of them in a room and force them to kind of like hug each other and like hug it out and become brothers again and remind themselves of their fraternal connection. But this world, literally, like she's committing the same mistake almost that her husband committed, which is to forget that everybody operates off of an a personal kind of like choice. The opposite of categorical imperative, I think it's archetypal imperative or something like that. Like it's like I haven't read Immanuel Kant in so long, but the point is that everybody operates from personal desires and personal wants and wishes. Self-interest, yeah. But she's there to represent the universal. What would make the most sense? What would be universally virtuous? Which is what Ned Stark tried to do. And then what's his name? Joffrey. Joffrey is also kind of trying to fulfill this void that's inside of him, which is emphasized and exacerbated by the fact that he is illegitimate and he's also a product of incest. So the void that he has inside will never be fulfilled, but also every single human being, according to, I think his name is Jacques Lacan, the French philosopher, he speaks of lack and desire. And essentially, every human being is born and kind of cursed with a void inside that will never get fulfilled. And the Buddha also spoke of this, right? The cessation of desire is enlightenment, right? To not desire something is how you achieve enlightenment. But essentially, like lack and desire go hand in hand. So like that's why I'm saying that he doesn't really come off as a person who derives pleasure from anything. He just wants to fill this void that's inside of him. And the way that he fills this void is literally by manifesting a black hole of darkness all around him. using pain and torture and all of these horrible, horrible acts of torture. And I think that that's interesting. So it's lack and desire. They go hand in hand. There's no one without the other. And then the last thing this was the thing that I had a brain fart about when we were discussing Melisandre's birth in the cave, is my question is, what is the cost of this, right? Because if you look at the first law of thermodynamics, nothing can come from nothing. So in this world, energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be preserved and transformed. So everything becomes something else. So like you can't make something from nothing. So she generated and gave birth to this shadow using Stannis Baratheon's vitality and his like reproductive energy, his right. But what's going to be the consequence of that? So like that's my question, and that's what I'm curious to see.
Like his life force, right?
Yeah, like she had to extract something from him, extracted life from him, and then kind of perverted and distorted it. And generated, instead of life, she generated the opposite of life, which is the void. It's the manifestation in the humanoid format of what the void is, of what nothingness is, right? Of what darkness, pure darkness is, the shadow. So like those are the things that I wanted to say.
Yeah, and that makes sense why she's not having a typical like carrying of her birth, right? Of her
it's happening
pregnancy.
Inside of a cave.
Yeah.
Which, like Plato's allegory of the cave here is very prevalent and relevant, specifically because of
Varys.
Freak. One day I'm going to get it right. Varys, of what Varys was telling Tyrion about the cave and the shadows and stuff. And she gives birth inside of a cave, and it's a shadow.
Shadows on the wall, right? That power is just shadows on a wall, and it's like whatever people are told and it's narrated to them, and
then it's literalized here.
Yeah, and her idea of like how the shadows are stronger when the flame is bigger, but I still have yet to see anything from her that is like truly light bearing aside from flames. Flames and like
burning stuff.
Burning like wooden idols and stuff, and it's I don't know.
And her red hair and her red outfit.
Yeah, that's basically all I've seen, and her strange choker necklace.
Yeah, with the red on it.
But yeah, which has like an amulet, which I wonder like what that is. But there's definitely some playing around with like black magic for sure. One thing I really wanted to point out, and it's my last thing, is about Sansa, obviously, because it's just such a... I think that this made me completely see Sansa in an entirely new light. I think up until this point, I perceived Sansa as being naive up until a point, but then also having lost her innocence and now being subject to this torture or rather this like impending torture from Joffrey. Like she's in survival, and she's like operating in her nervous system, and she has to, play the game and learn the ways, or else it's going to cost her life. But what I realized in that moment when Tyrion asks her if she would like to put an end to this engagement, because he might be able to do that, and he seems trustworthy, right? Like he helps her, and the Hound covers her with the cloak. And so she could have very well taken him up on that offer, and she could have trusted him because he's shown to have been a trustworthy figure. But when she says that Joffrey is her true love and her heir, or is the heir and her true love or whatever, I immediately understood what she was doing. I think that there's like I forget exactly what the idea is, but Viktor Frankl, who speaks...
A Man in Search of Meaning.
Yes, he speaks about the idea that if you... The one thing that cannot be taken from you is your will to overcome any circumstance.
And he was a survivor of the Holocaust.
Of the Holocaust, right.
Yeah.
And so what I understood from that, like in that moment from her, was that if she were to tell someone or to break the mask, right, and show the reality, the truth, then she would be completely giving away the one thing basically nobody has access to, which is her truth. So the truth is that she doesn't, Joffrey is not her beloved, and that she doesn't want him to be her king and stuff, and how she truly feels, and her fear and all of these things. But the fact that she keeps
holds her cards close.
Yeah, keeps that is her literally playing the game. And then that's why Tyrion makes it a point of saying, Lady Stark, you might survive us yet. Because he realizes in that moment that she's not a weak child, that she is understanding the game, like even almost at his level. Because she could have easily been like, yes, please help me. And like turned to him, and then completely lost all of any strength that she is currently upkeeping by playing the game, because playing the game isn't the fear or isn't the weakness. Playing the game is the strength. And
is the only way out of it, is through it.
And I thought that was like a chef's kiss moment in Sansa's character arc right now, because I'm like really finally seeing, like, with Arya, with the quickness of like saying that was Gendry and you guys got him already, and like the survival instinct that they're adapting is amazing to see. It's like it's seeing this shift where it's like, sure, they went from like naive to facing trauma and then losing their innocence, but now they're like really like learning the ways and really maneuvering it very well. And I think that it's a little bit different from like Robb, who is kind of still following the traditional course of like fighting for honor and stuff, but then not really knowing what he's fighting for. I think that in the case of like Arya and Sansa, who are literally in like facing
the fire, so to speak,
facing the fire constantly, like the weight of having to survive at all times is what's really fortifying their characters. And I think that that's like, it's really, really cool moment. And
it's a great point, because they're basically forced to recalibrate their public perception and kind of like unbecome who they've been taught to be. And so Arya, for example, in that prison, right, she is forced to unbecome even further anything that she would maybe kind of like have been before her like predicament, obviously. So she's, stuck in a prison that's kind of like a panopticon. It's kind of a place where you're constantly observed, and you have to constantly police yourself, and you have to internalize the gaze of the guards, and you have to treat yourself as a prisoner. And by doing so, you dehumanize yourself. So you view yourself less and less of what you were before you entered the prison. And what's keeping her soul alive is the prospect of a future where she seeks redemption. But it seems that even her intentions are based off of what she deems to be cruel and what she deems to be good. So she sees the guard mistreating one of the prisoners, and so he's added onto her list now. And it's kind of like she's still kind of in the midst of chaos and darkness and evil and malevolence. She's preserving the light that's within her, even as it rains on her, and she's stuck in a place where she doesn't know if she's going to survive tomorrow or if she's going to be chosen to have her head on a spike. And still, she keeps herself quiet, and she keeps herself like silent, but she's observant, right? Like she's not panicking, she's not crying, she's not screaming and pleading to be let out, and she's not claiming to be a Stark, and she's not leveraging her titles, because she knows that in this world, your title makes you a target.
Makes you a target, right?
And that's why she's practicing this like alchemical transformation of becoming nothingness.
Yeah, and Sansa knows that vulnerability makes you a target, because when she pled to Joffrey to spare her father's life, she saw how that panned out. So
because he uses that as like a thing that feeds his like predator system.
So if she never gives that away, then she is playing the game at like a high level. So she's understanding that you don't show your vulnerabilities. You don't crack the mask at any point. You have to just be constantly, just like you're saying with Arya, like you cannot for a moment slip up and be Arya, House of Stark. You have to be Ari, the boy. And then that's what's going to be interesting to see now with Tywin. Like, is he going to be able to identify her? Is she going to be smart enough to maneuver him, like outmaneuver him, because he's so perceptive, and he was able to tell right away that she was a girl. And now he's making her his cupbearer, so she's going to be very close by. So she has to be very mindful about how she speaks, about how, like, everything, about her mannerisms, about how she addresses him and all of these things. Because if she gives any whiff of the fact that she's a noble born, then he's going to be able to decipher that she's Arya, and then they'll finally have her in their clasp or in their grasp.
And she's always in the proximity of power too. So for her, this has been like a crazy, wild masterclass, like real world masterclass, where she's learning how to maneuver in the world and how to survive. And she's being broken down to the most insignificant prisoner, like reality. And yeah, like I think it's very cool. Like I think both of them are ironically maturing at a faster rate than Robb is by going to war and winning these battles, because Robb lacks understanding of what he's winning it for, which is what the girl kind of ignited in him, that like questioning, and maybe she planted a seed. And that girl also is very similar to his mother, and so maybe there's like an attraction there, like there's a Freudian principle where she seems unimpressed with titles and she doesn't really seem to be invested or even a supporter of anything that's happening. And that's the same thing that Catelyn is demonstrating. Like, she just wants her daughters back. She wants to go back to the north, and she wants to live out her like old life with her children and just take care of her son, who's now recovering from the incident. And I think that, like that would be the right move. Yeah.
And in Robb's case, I think this new character is going to be interesting if she becomes like recurring or whatever, because she's the only one to challenge him of all of the people that he has backing him and on his side and fighting for him. And she's the only one who's like challenging his ideas and his beliefs, because back to the whole thing that I was saying about you're fighting the war, but then in fighting the war, you lose sight of the things that you're protecting or fighting the war to protect. And so he's fighting this war, but then he's even losing sight of the fact that his sisters are, for all he knows, are both captive by the Lannisters, and he's not really perceiving like the fact that they're in danger and that their lives are at stake and what that means. And so negotiating Jaime's exchange would be the smart thing to do, and then going going to war after they were to retrieve Sansa and Arya, which, Arya would just be on her own and find her way back to Winterfell somehow.
But at the same time, I don't blame him, and I don't blame any of the Baratheons either, because Joffrey has shown to be a very irrational ruler. So, like, what's to stop him from allowing them to all return to the north after they hand over Jaime? And then the next day, they're surrounded by an army, a fleet of Lannisters, who are then going to burn down Winterfell and just kill them all either way.
Yeah,
so leverage over Joffrey. It's not really leverage over Joffrey, because I don't think Joffrey cares about Jaime. I don't think Joffrey cares about his mother. I don't think Joffrey cares about anyone. And so, like, Tywin is the one that would kind of like have to make that decision.
Yeah, but then that's my point, is that then you would fight the war then. It's like he's fighting the war, and what Catelyn is feeling is like he's fighting the war and he still has Jaime captive, and every day that that's happening is another day that is more and more peril for Sansa and Arya. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And so they're defenseless, and they're, again, for all they know, they're in the hands of these people who killed their father. And so to not find a way immediately to get them back to them, even if you then go to war afterwards, is another story, but he's like doing it this way, which is following the path of his father. It's like the honorable way, like even if it has its risks and stuff, you have to follow code. But then it's like, that's why this Talisa character is interesting, because she's challenging. It's like, so what are you fighting for and what happens after? And then it's like the idea of like, this is an interesting idea, because it made me think of like athletes, for example, right? It's like they make their whole identity about the sport, but then after retirement, it's like, what's your meaning? So if you lose sight like meaning and purpose, then like
that's why a lot of them fall victim to addictions. Like either they become addicted to women, to drugs, to gambling. And that's the story of Michael Jordan, right? He became the first biggest athlete of all time. Some could say that, like it was Babe Ruth or any of the old school athletes before him. But in the age of attention, in the age of like television and like media, like media attention and the vast spread of that attention and that media, he's the biggest one. It's like Michael Jackson was and probably will forever be the biggest kind of superstar to ever experience that level of superstardom. But they all fall victim to gambling, addictions, and all that stuff afterwards. So after that purpose and that drive to win the championship, to win the Iron Throne, to win this symbol of power, after that fades and kind of like passes you by, and you have to now start contemplating life in a way that's outside of that arena of competition. You have to contemplate who you are as a person. You have to contemplate death, right? Just like the Stoics and the philosophers of ancient.
Yeah.
And every religion, right, prepares you for death, and you have to prepare yourself for death, and you have to deal with your own mortality and all that good stuff. And I think that that's where the trap comes in.
Yeah, it's like you have to have a meaning like that you have outside of like entrepreneurs, right? They make their whole lives about setting this goal and reaching that goal, but then when they retire too, or when they exit, or
and some people don't
in
exit.
the pursuit of that, rather, they don't build relationships, right? They're just building their empire of whatever they're building. And so it like you have to have like a deeper meaning, and I think that that's what's really interesting that she like challenged. It's like look at the cost of your glory. It's
Long
like
term.
gore is the cost of your glory. And so
suffering, pain, disaster, death.
Yeah, so I'm really...
That's what you're reaping in the garden, right? It's just bones. Like you're not reaping any flowers. You're not smelling anything but death.
Yeah, and that's why there was no triumph. Like when it was showing the battle having been won, they weren't celebrating. They weren't, it didn't feel heroic. It felt very grave in the way that it's real, like is real. Yeah. And yeah, I'm like excited for the next episode and see how it pans out, because it's getting increasingly tense.
Yes, it is getting increasingly tense. And I just want to make a comment on what you said about entrepreneurship, because I spent a long time kind of like following that path. And what I'll say is that there is something known as serial entrepreneur, which are just people basically who have like some form of mental imbalance that makes them compulsive and makes them compulsively competitive. And that's what you see on Shark Tank and Mark Cuban and all these people. They start one business and they sell it and they get that high, and then they have to start the next one and they sell it and they get that high. And that's just part of the simulacrum. Like that's part of the third level of the simulacrum, which is that the representation of reality becomes more important than the actual reality itself. And so in today's world where everything has become commodified, right? Your personality, your emotions, your attention span, your everything becomes commodified. And that's where we start losing grip with what is actually real. And that's where we find ourselves right now in late stage capitalism, which is essentially what the Qarth people represent, is everything is an exchange. There's no value for human life. There's no empathy. There's no perceiving the other as yourself. There's only the perception of an ideal, which is then perceived as like, well, like what is the ideal? They all represent, and they're all ambassadors, not for humanity, but an ideal representation of what they think their city represents.
Yeah.
And so they judge people who knock at their doors based off of what they can add to the value of the city, and not necessarily on a case-by-case basis, which is what we've kind of experienced in life. Like if you go to like, if you move into like these like sophisticated apartment complexes, you see that they do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a representation of an ideal that eclipses any one specific human kind of like connection or like human predicament that comes knocking at the door. So everything becomes systematic. It's the banality of evil. And these are the tones and the tastes that I got from this episode.
Yeah. Perfectly said. I like that.
So with that being said, do you have anything else?
That's all.
All right. So with that being said,
folks.
that's all, folks. That's all, folks. So with that being said, thank you so much for sticking through to this very end of the conversation. If you stuck through to the very end, what do we say? Like, what do you comment?
Sansa! Woo!
comment Sansa in the comments, just that, and we'll know that you stayed around until this very moment. And if you did stick around, or if you didn't, or if you just skimmed through to this very moment for whatever reason, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with a friend. Help us boost the channel, grow it so that we could do this more often and full time.
We do not tolerate Sansa hate on this channel, okay?
On this channel, yes.
No.
And also let us know who your favorite character is up until this very episode.
Yeah.
Without any spoilers,
no spoilers
obviously. Yeah. And with that being said, don't forget that it's never wrong
to be mentally gone. Peace to the world.